Hi, welcome back to Helizek Art with Sean. That's me. Today is resin day, so I thought this would be, I would do some videotaping about resin and how I resin my coasters. This is also my first time using Krystal Resin. I just got I didn't just get it. I got it probably a week ago, but I wasn't ready to use it. So just opened up my Krystal Resin box. Let me show you what all is in here. So we've got the resin and the hardener, a little bit of instruction, a coupon, and oh, look, I got a little resin brush, a little silicone brush, and two pigment powders, wine red and gold green. So be watching sometime in the near future. You're going to get to see me use my pigment powders because I've not ever had those before, so that'll be new.
I've already resined most of my coasters. I do have a couple left, and so I'm going to show you how we're going to do that.
You want to mix in smaller amounts so that it doesn't get hardened on you too fast. I am using Krystal Resin, and it is a 1-to-1 resin to hardener. It does say in the instructions that you want to pour the resin on top of the hardener. So we're going to pour the hardener in first. And when you're measuring your resin, it is by volume, not by weight. When you're doing your paints, it's by weight. Resin is by volume. So I'm going to put the hardener in here. This amount that I'm doing right here is just about perfect for 6 coasters, just so you know. And these are just the little, Dixie cups, 5 ounces maybe. 2 ounces, 3 ounces, I think. Anyway, the resin is thicker than the hardener, by the way. Throw that in there. You are going to mix this together for 4 minutes. It'll be clear, but it will have bubbles because of the mixing process, okay? And you just want to stir. So make sure you're scraping your sides as you stir so that you get all of that in there. You're stirring across the middle. You want to scrape your sides. You want to scrape your stir stick. Okay. So, all right. I will speed you up so you don't have to watch, or I'll talk to you through it, however that works. So, can't really move my camera around because my hands are busy. But anyhow, so I'm going to stir that for 4 minutes. And then I will do one at a time. So currently I have each of my tiles. So these are 4-inch tiles, the white subway tiles that you have seen me paint. Some of them are actually from my pillow paint testing series, which I have not posted yet. I still have some more testing to do before I do that series. But so I'm just trying to get a lot of things done before I head off to Alaska to help my daughter paint. And I'm sorry, I'm not helping her paint, I'm helping her move. See, I have one-track mind. I am going to try to take some supplies with me so I can still paint and upload videos while I'm there. So be patient with me if they're not quite on time while I'm gone. I'm going to be gone for a whole month, playing with my grandbabies, and you guys have sort of met them before because they were here visiting and helped me with some paints. You can let them do some painting. But this is, I am sure there are people much more professional at this, but being brand new and trying to share with people who are more new than I am. So I've only been doing this for about 2 to 3 months. I will tell you, this is only my second resin, third time I've resined things. But these are things that I've learned along the way. Especially because we're new at this, you don't want to do more than this at a time, because we're slower than those professional guys, and it will harden on you and you'll ruin it and have to throw resin away, and that makes you very sad. It's a very sad, sad thing. Okay. Alrighty. So this has been about 4 minutes now. So give me just a second and we'll start pouring on here. Hello, husband of mine, most amazing man on earth. Okay, so guys, you see there's a lot of bubbles in there. So I am gonna hit that with my heat gun real quick. I forgot to close my curtains. That's why my husband didn't know I was taping. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of the bubbles in there this way. Get some of those up. It also heats the resin so that it pours a little bit more fluidly. Now we're gonna. I'm also going to pop bubbles after it's on the tiles. My tiles are already all leveled. I did that. I do not have like a set amount. What you want to make sure you're getting over to the corner. Sorry, I was about to say I do not have a set amount that I'm pouring on here. I just need to make sure it gets covered, doesn't leave any holes. I'll show you here in a second what I'm doing to make sure that it gets all of my sides evenly. Okay, so I'm just going to take my popsicle stick, scrape the bottom of it so I get this much, and we're going to go along this edge right here. I think you can see what I'm doing. I can't see in the camera right now, so hopefully you can see that. We're going to do another one here in a minute. But you want to make sure you don't have any little holes. Okay. And just put that on the edge of the tile and let it run down the edge so that you make sure you get your whole side there. I probably waste a little bit more resin than people who are seasoned at this. But even in watching their videos, there is definitely a learning curve. And so I want other people who are new to realize, hey, it's okay to be part of the learning curve. And in the beginning, everything's not gonna be quite as perfect and easy. All right, so I did that. Put on the heat gun and just back and forth until I've gone over the whole thing, and that helps it with that's going to help it with self-leveling. It also pops all those bubbles in there. All righty. Here's number 2. Like I said, this is enough to do 6 tiles. Okay, got that out towards my edges, and then I want to make sure, just like when you're doing your painting, you want to make sure that you get those edges. So that's what I'm doing here, just making sure that that gets down. Okay, because your edges also show. It's part of your art. It's part of the coaster. It's part of your canvas, whatever canvas you're using. Yep, we got a little hole there. We're gonna fill that in. Okay, I got it. Let that come on along this edge here. Come on, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, can I get this edge right here? Okay. I'm gonna kind of scrape along now. After I have all 6 of these done, I am going to go back around and scrape underneath the edge, just like you do with your paint. All right, and come out here and do this red one here. My red and pink. You know, we don't want a thick coat on this. I mean, it's a tile after all. We want every tiny spot of it to be covered, though. So that is an important feature to this one. I love how the resin makes everything just prettier. I think you always want to resin your coasters as opposed to trying to use a varnish, because your resin is going to protect that surface against hot coffee cups, ice cold drinks. You know, it just is going to do that. Okay, so I got all four. I got a little spot right there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yep. Forgot to heat gun the other one, so let's do this real quick. So again, that's popping your bubbles. It's also making it flow a little easier so that it's going to self-level better. By having it be just a little bit thinner, a little softer. Okay. All right, let's do this one. And just a reminder, guys, everything that I have learned from watching YouTube videos and then trying things myself, which is what I encourage you to do. Or if you don't want to do that, you just like watching these and you want to buy some pieces already done, well, everything I make is available for sale. There are also other people who has their artwork for sale. Just depends on finding the piece that you want or finding the artist that you want to help support. For purchasing, for me, I do not have a website. I am not on Etsy. Just shoot me an email, which you can find in the description down below, by just attaching the title. So I have two more. I want to try to bring those over here so you can see them. Now these are the ones that you saw in my last video that are the color shifting. So I think the resin is going to help with that. I sure hope so. Because at this angle, they just kind of look brown and black. But that color shift on there is really, really quite wonderful. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I can see, because I'm close enough, that color shifting is helping with that. Okay, so get my edges. So anyway, so I've been quite the busy traveler, which I guess is part of the reason I don't have as much budget for my art, maybe. So I went to visit my one daughter. Okay, so they're twins, the daughters that I'm talking about. One lives now in Washington. She was living in Oregon, and she just gave birth to my number 5 grandchild. Sorry, I had a couple holes in there. And then I came home, and actually that's where at her house was when I started watching the fluid art YouTube videos, and decided, you know what? I like that. I can do that. I'm crafty enough that that is something I should be able to do. So I came home and started, and oh, by the way, I started buying things. And my first week home, I got a severe sprain in my ankle as well as a fracture. So I started all of my painting and my YouTube channel, by the way, at the same time, sitting in a chair. So it's good to be up and around. I just finished physical therapy and have my my brace off completely, which is nice. That was today. So I can stand up to do things, but I got kind of used to sitting down. All right, let's keep one out. Now, I do want to come back around, and I have to be careful because I don't want to touch all these other pieces. I know they look kind of sloppy, but I was trying to get them all level. But you're going to just scrape underneath and get some of that resin off, because you don't want all of it pulling down off of there. That'll leave your edges a bit blank up on the top. Okay. Now I just currently have all of these sitting on little Dixie cups. That's where I currently am with these. But so that's the how-to of resining. Like, I don't know how to make it any easier than that, except just show you exactly what I did. So that's where I am with all of this. Thank you for joining me on my journey of artistic discovery. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, share it in those Facebook groups where everybody's asking questions about how, and see how that goes. But that is resining 101, except that one of the things you want to keep on hand is a bottle of alcohol, and of course your paper towels, because you're going to wind up with resin on your heat gun, on your gloves, and alcohol is how you're going to wipe that off so that you don't get that, so that doesn't all set up. Okay. At the moment, I'm kind of wishing I had one more tile to do because I still have some resin left in my cup, but that's okay. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to pull you down for a quick flyover of some of these so you get a close-up on those. These are my coasters. I have a few that I've been working on today. Just so that you can kind of see this. I'm sorry, I forget I have to move slow so people don't get dizzy on me. So as you can tell, I like to do them in twos. So this is the color shifting. So as you can see, it doesn't look really fun. But if you watched my last video, you will know that those colors, when you tilt, aren't really pretty. So these have some of my fluorescent glow paints in them. Alrighty, thank you for watching. You have a great rest of your day.